Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sentinel Sports Extra. We're going to start a new show today called The Guardians, Lake County Sentinel Guardians Report. I'm Tim Shirer. Let me introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me first. I started the Lake County Sentinel in 1997. We're coming up on our 28th anniversary of covering Lake County and Northeast Ohio. I've covered a lot of sports. My experience with the Guardians organization was I covered the Lake County Captains for 20 seasons, and that ended in 2023. Someday we'll get into that. Not today. So I do have experience with the Guardian system and, got to know a lot of people over the years. But what we're going to do each week here is talk about the previous week. Of course, this past week was a short week. It was the opening weekend. The Guardians opened on Thursday. They were off Friday, and then they played Saturday and Sunday in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals are a division rival, but I have to say Kauffman Stadium, since I was a kid, has always been one of my favorite stadiums. I've never been there. The place is beautiful, though. It looks beautiful. And anyone I've ever talked to that's gone there has said that is a beautiful ballpark. But so let's get to what happened this weekend. The Guardians won the opener in dramatic fashion, winning it in extra innings after Emmanuel Clase blew the save in the ninth inning and then ended up getting the win, and Paul Sewald got the save after the Guardians scored 4 runs in the top of the 10th, or 3 runs in the top of the 10th, to win the game, to take the lead and eventually win the game. As we know, Tanner Bybee was supposed to start the game. He did not start the game. He had, it sounds like he had the stomach flu that was going around. So that fake Chipotle story was just ridiculous. I'm not sure who made that up, but that's just stupid. He likes to eat Chipotle before starts, so some genius just assumed that he got food poisoning from Chipotle. I'm not sure who that was, but shame on you. Come on. Don't come up with fake stuff just because it's fun. In that opening game, though, Stephen Kwan started off where he left off, went 2 for 4. Scored a run and drove in an RBI. He's hitting 500 after 3 games. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves like we did last year, thinking he was going to hit 400. But Kyle Manzardo, of course, had a great weekend in Kansas City, starting off on Thursday when he went 3 for 4, hitting a home run, a double and a triple, just falling a single shy of the cycle, drove in 4 RBI and walked once. So, that's a great start to his career. That's the same place where Stephen Kwan, in his rookie year, started his career in Kansas City and played very well that weekend also. So Ben Lively started in place of Tanner Bybee. He went 5+. I was a little disappointed that he got taken out when he did. We'll get into that in a minute about my thoughts on the starters having to go deeper into games. And deep to me is not 6 innings. Okay. Maybe these new age analytics people who think that a guy can't get through a lineup 3 times, thinking that they think 5 innings is deep. or 6 innings is deep. It's not deep. But so that was the first game. They won 7-4, and that was a great start to the season. The second day was a little like the first. The bullpen did not perform well, and Paul Sewald, who got the save in game 1, took the loss as the Guardians were up 3-1. Although the scary part about on Saturday was Jose Ramirez had to leave the game with what they're calling is a sprained wrist. I broke my wrist once, and I saw the replay, and that was very hard to watch. Seeing him injured like that, especially the wrist injury, and it was just hard to watch. So hopefully he's okay and he doesn't miss too much time. But he, he's day-to-day right now, and I'm sure if he can get back, he'll get back as soon as he can. But, of course, we don't want them to let him come back too quick. The manager and the GM makes that decision for the Guardians, just like the Cavs. The head coach and the GM will make a decision whether a guy sits out, and until he gets healthy. Unlike the other organization in town that lets the quarterback make the decision, and then they run him out of town. But getting back to the Guardians, game 2 they lost. It was the bullpen gave up 3 runs. Gavin Williams pitched great. Another game where I felt like Stephen Vogt pulled the pitcher too soon. And, he used 4 guys that day also. The bullpen is going to get taxed. It's going to. And anybody who thinks that this is a good thing doesn't really know the game of baseball. I don't care about analytics. Guys can get through the order 3 times. They've done it their entire lives. They have the mental makeup. They've gotten to the big leagues. They don't need to be pulled after 5 innings, getting through the order twice. The people who came up with this stuff never played the game. They were too busy crunching numbers in physics class. So how about we get back to baseball and guys go more than 6 innings or more than 5 innings? Look, Stephen Vogt won Manager of the Year, and I think that's great. I like Stephen Vogt. I always liked Stephen Vogt when he played. But come on. Guys can go more than 5 innings. And don't say when a guy went 6 that he went deep. That's ridiculous. He did not go deep into the game. 7 innings is going deep. 8 innings is going deep. 5 or 6 is not going deep. It is not. So, but they won that game. They didn't hit well that day. Quan went 1 for 3. Nolan Jones had a hit. He had a double. Lane Thomas had a hit. Stephen Kwan hit the home run, of course. But they only had 5 hits in the game. So, but then yesterday, with the series tied 1-1, they took the final game. Tanner Bybee pitched very well yesterday in his first start, and they won the game 6-2. It was they looked good yesterday. The hitting, they hit for some power. People are always worried about the power with the Guardians. They got hit 12 home runs in a game, and people would say, well, it's only 1 game. There's some power there. People need to realize that this lineup has some power in it. Kyle Manzardo, Carlos Santana, Jose Ramirez, John Kenzie Noel. There's power in this lineup, and people need to realize that. It's, the pitching looks good. The starting pitching looked good. The bullpen's going to be fine, and until they're overused, and it gets tough again in August. But the best part of the weekend was not that it was that they went 2-1. They went 2-1. Stephen Kwan had a great day yesterday. He went 3 for 5. Gabriel Arias hit a home run yesterday. Daniel Schneemann hit a home run yesterday. Kyle Manzardo hit his second home run of the year. I think what we're seeing is if you play Manzardo every day, he's going to hit every day. He's not going to, go 2 for 5 every day, but he's going to hit, and he's going to hit for power. And not only home runs, he's going to hit doubles. Carlos Santana had a double yesterday. Nolan Jones went 0 for 3 yesterday, but he walked twice. Tanner Bybee, a nice line by Bybee, but he didn't even go 6. He did throw 85 pitches, so I will 84 pitches. So, that's better than 74, pulling a guy at 74. He walked the first batter of the game. He only walked one more guy after that. He only struck out 2 yesterday, which is a little low. But 5 2/3 innings. He got 6 ground balls, 10 fly balls. And he threw 50 strikes and 34 balls. It was a good day for Bybee. Heron won 1/3 of an inning. Cantillo did not look good again. I am not sold on this guy. They keep forcing him on us. I'm not sold on him. Hunter Gaddis picked up his second hold, and Clase finished the game. He didn't get a save because they were up 4, but he pitched a scoreless 9th inning. So the standings after the first weekend, the Guardians are in first place in the Central, all by themselves. The White Sox and Royals are 1 and 2. And, the 2 teams that were picked by most people to win the division, the Tigers and the Twins, they are 0 and 3 and in last place. Who knows how long that will last. The Twins get a break. They get to go to Chicago, or they get to play the White Sox now. And, they'll be all full of themselves if they win 2 out of 3 or sweep the White Sox. They were under 500 last season against everybody else but the White Sox. But the Guardians, they did what they do this weekend. The bullpen has to be consistent. And this coming week, they go to San Diego for 3. Then they're off Thursday. Then they go to Anaheim to play the Angels for 3. Then they're off on Monday. Then they come home for the home opener next Tuesday against the Chicago White Sox at the newly remodeled Progressive Field. And let me tell you, covering the Cavs and seeing Progressive Field, it looks beautiful. I was parked in a spot yesterday where I could see in the stadium really, really well. And at 4:10 next Tuesday, everybody's going to be really happy. So until next Monday, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll tune in every week. I'm going to give my insight on the team, and no analytics here, just common sense, old school baseball talk. We'll see you next week.